Welcome to PK BookSmarts, where we delve deep into the most chilling and unforgettable stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Today we're exploring a tale that takes us beneath the waves, into the eerie depths of the ocean, a place where light fades and ancient horrors lurk in the shadows. This is the story of the diving incident A couple of years ago, my friend Jay and I set out on what was supposed to be a routine dive off the coast of Eerie, Washington. We were both experienced divers, certified in rescue operations with multiple advanced specialties, and well on our way to becoming dive masters. But even with all our training, nothing could have prepared us for what we encountered that day. We had heard whispers from a few local divers about an uncharted piece of reef nestled along a steep ravine, a spot known only to those who dared to explore the fringes of the map. The location was notorious for its powerful currents and bone-chilling waters, a place where even the bravest divers hesitated to go. Naturally, we couldn't resist the allure of the unknown. The day of the dive was unusually gray, the sky a dull, oppressive blanket that seemed to merge with the steel blue ocean beneath it. As we prepared our gear, an uneasy silence hung in the air, broken only by the soft lapping of the waves against our boat. We double-checked everything. Our air tanks filled with the correct oxygen mix, our suits zipped up tight against the cold, and our dive computers set to guide us safely through the depths. As we slipped into the water, the world above faded away, replaced by the haunting quiet of the ocean's embrace. The water was clear at first, revealing the vibrant, otherworldly colors of the reef below, but as we descended, the light from above began to dim, swallowed by the deepening gloom. At around 40 meters, we reached the edge of a steep drop-off, where the seabed fell away into a seemingly endless ravine. The water grew colder, the current stronger, tugging at us as if trying to pull us into the abyss. We exchanged a quick signal, a silent confirmation that we would proceed with caution. Despite the cold and the darkness, we were confident. We'd been to these depths before. We knew how to manage the risks. But this time, something was different. It started with a strange shimmer in the water, like a mirage that flickered at the edge of my vision. It was subtle, almost easy to dismiss as a trick of the light, but it persisted, a fleeting distortion that seemed to warp the space around it. I glanced over at Jay, but he was oblivious, focused on something ahead of us. I turned to look, but there was nothing, just the inky blackness of the ravine stretching out before us. And then, without warning, Jay bolted forward. His movements were erratic, frantic, as if he had seen something I couldn't. I swam after him, my heart pounding in my chest, the cold water seeping into my bones. The deeper we went, the darker it grew, until the light from our dive lights barely cut through the murk. My dive computer beeped, a warning I ignored as I fought to reach Jay. As I got closer, I noticed something was terribly wrong. Jay's movements were slowing, his limbs heavy as if he were fighting against an invisible force. His eyes, wide with terror, were fixed on something in the distance, something I couldn't see. I reached out, grabbing his arm, and felt a coldness that went beyond the icy water, a chill that seemed to pierce through to my very soul. I tried to pull him back, but he wouldn't budge. His eyes were locked on the darkness below, his body rigid with fear. Panic clawed at me as I yanked at his arm, desperate to snap him out of whatever trance had taken hold. But then, I saw it, a shadow moving in the depths, a dark shape that seemed to rise from the abyss, swirling around us like a vortex. It was enormous, much larger than any sea creature I had ever encountered, and it radiated a malevolence that sent shivers down my spine. I fought the urge to look directly at it, focusing instead on Jay. I could feel the pressure building in my chest, the need to ascend, to escape. But Jay was still unresponsive. His mouth opened as if to scream, but no sound came out, just a stream of bubbles that vanished into the darkness. I screamed into my regulator, a wordless cry of fear and desperation. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the shadow retreated, sinking back into the abyss. The water around us warmed slightly and Jay's body went limp. I didn't waste any time hauling him upwards with all the strength I could muster. The ascent felt like it took an eternity, the weight of the ocean pressing down on us as I dragged Jay toward the light above. When we finally broke the surface, the world above was eerily calm, the boat drifting lazily on the gentle waves. I pulled Jay onto the deck, ripping off his mask and regulator. His eyes fluttered open, dazed and confused. He didn't remember what had happened. Didn't remember the shadow, the cold, or the terror that had gripped him. As I looked back at the water, the calm surface seemed to mock the horrors lurking below. Something had been down there, something ancient and malevolent. It had seen us, touched us, and let us go, but not without leaving its mark. Even now, the memory of that dive haunts me, a chilling reminder of the abyss and the things that dwell within it. Jay and I never spoke about that day again. We stopped diving soon after, the ocean no longer holding the same allure it once did. But sometimes, in the dead of night, I can still feel the cold grip of the deep, pulling me back, whispering in the dark, reminding me that we were never truly alone down there. Thanks for diving deep into this tale with us here at BookSmarts. If this story chilled you to the bone, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on all social platforms for more stories that will keep you up at night. Stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, some depths are better left unexplored.